good people? What is going on? Another episode of the All Go Podcast. I'm your host, Desmond. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Do you want to start a business? Do you want to start a low-cost business? Well, if so, hit the link in the description to go visit PLR Epic's offer of 104 ebooks for $8. And once you purchase, you can resell those ebooks and keep 100% of the profits. So hit that link in the description and go ahead and get your purchase now. A couple things I wanted to talk about. Number one is the number one pick in this year's draft, Cam Ward. You know, a lot of talk happened before the draft and everything with Cam Ward. A lot of it, or some of it at least, was on the bowl game where Cam Ward was, I think, 2 touchdown passes short of the career touchdown mark. He played in the first half, he got the record, and then in the second half, he sat out. He mentioned, or it sounded like the coach had said basically, hey, we told him no, you're not going back in. I think that's a coach doing a great job of protecting his player, but people had different reactions to that. Some were saying, oh, how can you quit on your guys, and so on and so forth. I can understand that. I think quitting on them is a bit aggressive, but I do get it, because it would be very hard to be in a football game, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a close game. I think Miami ended up losing, but on the other side of that, I'm getting ready to be, I don't know, at worst, the number 2 pick, if I'm not mistaken, with Cam Ward. There was talks at that time that, potentially Shador or someone else, so on and so forth. But at worst, I'm going to be the number 2 pick. I cannot risk getting injured and losing out potentially on, $30 million, give or take, is what the, those first couple picks are looking at, fully guaranteed. So I get it. Now, the kind of on the flip side of that would be, yeah, but you just played the whole first half, and you weren't concerned about that risk then. Only now that you have that record that you're concerned about it. But anyway, there was some talking points on that. I didn't think it was a huge deal. It's kind of par for the course with how players are treating any bowl game that's not the college football playoff. It just is what it is. I think that's one of the benefits of the college football playoff, is that guys aren't sitting out, and it's more teams that you're seeing a full roster. So that part's good. But once Cam Ward got drafted, and a lot of draft analysis, it seemed you would be hard pressed to know that he was the number 1 pick in the draft. He was not getting the type of media coverage that what I think most number 1 picks get. Just wasn't talked about that much. And training camp has started, and it still hasn't been much that he's been talked about. But everything I've been seeing from him, Cam Ward is better than what I thought he was. I love just how his demeanor, how locked in he is. He talks about how he is it's like, no, I talk to like 5 people, man, and my dog, and my coaches and teammates. That's it. Like, he's very focused on what he needs to do, which is great. You love to see that with a guy that you give 30-something million guaranteed dollars to, and who's going to be the face of your franchise for the next 10 years. You love to see that. But I don't think he's been talked about enough. Been seeing some clips of him throwing the ball in camp. He's been throwing lasers and ropes out there. So I think it's odd that we haven't talked about him a lot, just in general with media. But no, to me, it seems like Cam Ward is doing everything right, and he is the guy to lead the Tennessee Titans. Now, they're going to need some help. He's going to need some help, but so far, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. So kudos to Cam Ward. But yeah, that is it for me. Peace.